This is the At Home with Zac
and TT for the Mill Drive Home, reporting on the game that just finished at Loftus Road. QPR 3.
Millwall 2.
A game of many chances for the Lions that we didn't take. And do you know what? I don't really care. I was watching that second half and I should have been really frustrated. I was at times, don't get me wrong, and I was more frustrated with our misses rather than their goals. But football just doesn't matter at the moment. And yeah, it's all well and good when you're winning, but when you're losing it, I just don't have that down. You know, if I was in the ground today, if we were driving home from that would have been an absolute disaster area of a second half. But it really doesn't matter. You know, if we take our chances, we win the game by 7 or 8. It's typical Mill at the moment and a typical quality. I will start by saying happy St. Patrick's Day to all the Irish fans out there before I say anything else. But I'm going to start with the positives because there were plenty of positives in the game.
Yes.
I felt my man of the match, without a shadow of a doubt, was Jed Wallace. I felt his energy, his running, his finish. But I thought his all-round game was absolutely superb and something that just shows how important he is to the team. I thought, you know, absolutely destroyed QPR, put him under so much pressure. You know, he really did. He really was the difference maker in the game. Obviously, we lose it at the end, but I thought he was absolutely superb. Who's your man of the match today?
I mean, Jed Wallace did stand out to me today because, well, his goal was he just put the burners on, run past the defender, and slotted in the bottom left hand corner. But he just he had a few nice runs, and he showed that he has a lot of energy as well.
QPR are officially the worst team we have lost to this season, without a shadow of a doubt. Their defensive coach must be Moses because they part like the Red Sea. Honestly, it was unbelievable that we didn't take the chances that we should have taken. But obviously, we start with a 5 at the back with Bart in goal, Cooper, Pearce and Hutchinson. Right wing back was Marlon Romeo, left wing back Scott Malone. In front of them we had George Evans and Ryan Woods, and then a front three of Thompson behind Jed and Mason Bennett. To be fair, it looked really good from the first minute. We had a chance, you know, Bennett header from a free kick. Austin now has a chance, a half volley straight at Bart. It was 30 yards out, so I didn't expect him to score from that. Then Jed's put in down the right and he has a shot well over. But chances were created. You know, we've had many games this season where we haven't had it, like very few chances. Even the 1-0 win at Derby where we didn't do much in the game, but we've come away with a 1-0 victory. Today was completely different. And we've come away with a 3-2 defeat, which is just the way football works sometimes and shows the lack of quality we've got in the squad. I'll go through the problems that we've got in the squad. That if we want to kick on, not this season, but for next season, we're going to have to change because it's not good enough. We do take the lead in the 5th minute. You know, Woods gets hold of the ball in the middle of the park in an attacking area. And, you know, I've sung his praises many times, but he gets a good run in front of him. Jed puts a good run in between the two defenders. Woods finds him. And then Jed finishes beautifully into the bottom left-hand corner and puts us one up at that stage, and we were continuing to really put them under a lot of. They had a lot of problems with our counter-attacking football. They then, funny enough, created 2 chances from long throw-ins that you'd normally expect us to deal with. We don't. One, they score an offside goal with, you know, flicked on. He's miles offside, and he puts it into the back of the net, and it really is quite a distance offside, even though they were complaining. That's one thing I've got to say. That's the best ref we've had all season. Ref watch, I thought it was absolutely fantastic. QPR players moaning all over the place, but they, you know, you could hear it listening to the TV, swearing and shouting and complaining, and the ref just didn't tolerate their rubbish. And it was so good to have a ref that managed the game properly. And
that was fair.
Yeah, that's all we asked for, was a fair ref. So the offside goal was obviously flagged. Then on the 17th minute, they had another long throw that was flicked on and well saved by Bart. You know, Bart done well what he had to do. There was most of the stuff was right at him. Maybe he's a little bit of question for the second goal. Nothing he could have done for the third goal. But for me, Marlon Romeo, throughout the first half and certainly through the seconds, it seems half a yard in the wrong position, which always puts him at a disadvantage. And that it's his positioning that really gets him into trouble. I don't necessarily think that on the ball, I don't think he was too bad, although his little passes weren't great. But he just seems to be, like I said, half a yard out of position, and he's always chasing from them. I don't understand why Danny McNamara is not at least given every other game or 2 or 3 games out of 4. I'd certainly be rotating them because Danny Mac didn't do anything wrong while he was in the team. So I'd certainly bring him back, and you think the same.
Yeah,
it's
Marlon Romeo he's always at the back post. He's always beaten, no matter if it's at height or it's just with running to the ball.
It gets, like Zac says, from so many times balls in from their right, come across, and he just gets beaten so often. He just misses the run that comes in behind him, and that's his job to pick up. You've got centre backs that stay in the middle. Any runners coming in from wide, he's got to be picking them up, and consistently he doesn't do that. Obviously, then Cooper has a header that goes across goal, and funny enough falls out to Jed, who then swipes it and it spins wide, and you want a little bit more composure in that area from Jed. But then again, Woods gets on the ball in the middle of the park, puts a beautiful ball over the top, in behind to Mason Bennett, who's one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and kind of hits it into the keeper.
It's a terrible first touch, if he takes a better first touch, he's putting that away.
But less than a minute later, he does redeem himself. We don't. We keep the pressure on, don't really let them get out of their half. And then from a long throw in, Cooper flicks it on, and then Mason Bennett swivels on it and puts us 2-0 up, deservedly so at that stage. And to be fair, it only looked like there were going to be more goals from us, but it didn't transpire that way. Straight after the half-time whistle, we have a chance. Cooper flicks it on. Hutch has got to score. What did he do? He kind of missed.
He shinned it.
He's got to score and shins it wide. Should be 3-0 up at that stage. Obviously, straight after that, they go down the other end. A nothing ball, not pressurised from the left, crosses it in, and Charlie Austin, who's a quality player. He's on probably 60 grand a week at QPR, something that's well out of our budget. But he does a flick header into the bottom right-hand corner, and it makes it 2-1, which obviously makes it a little bit nervy, but I still didn't really get concerned. I still felt like we were doing enough. And then I want to speak about the second player that I felt that had a really poor game. And, we've got Marlon Romeo at right back, but Tomo in the middle today, he just, I don't know what it is at the moment. I'm going to put it down to confidence because I want him to get out of this drought and start to pick up. But it seems to get caught. He got caught in possession. Woods does later in the game, but it was a bad pass to him. But Tomo's got time, gets caught in possession, and they go on an attack. But he, so often can't stay on his feet. His little passes are, close passes are not going to anybody, and he's got to be better than that. If you want to stay in the Championship, and obviously desperately as Millwall fans, he's a Millwall fan. We want him to do well, and it's just not quite happening. And I don't know how for me, I don't know how you play him instead of Mitchell at the moment. I'd play Mitchell in front of him because Mitchell's shown the better form. He's a better player at the moment. For me, he's got to start in front of him. Another chance, 56 minutes. We should have made it 3-1. Hutch has got to score. He's 8 yards out. The ball's straight to him, and he somehow headers it over. And at that stage, to be fair, once we missed that chance, I even tweeted it. I went, we're going to get punished for this. There's no chance that you miss these amount of chances and you win a game. It just doesn't happen because eventually the other team are going to get some chances. And normally they're going to take them. We still create another chance before they scored, ironically. Malone's put in again. Malone or Cristiano Ronaldo in on the left. Comes in, drills the shot at goal.
It's a beautiful shot.
It is down low to the goalkeeper. To be fair, he does really well. Gets down, pushes it around for a corner. And then obviously it's 2-2. It's a horrible goal to concede. But, it's one of those times where Woods has got a player on him. As close as I am to Zac, Woods has got a player on him. The ball comes into him. Woods gets dispossessed. I don't know what else Woods can do. I know Woods is going to get some blame, but for me, it's a stupid pass. You don't pass when there's a player so close to intercepting. Then they're 2-on-1 with our defensive line. He crosses it in. It bubbles around. It miscontrols it. We've conceded 2 goals like that this year where they've kind of miscontrolled it. I think the last one might have been Wickham. But he tries to have a shot, misses it. Then he just kind of dribbles into the goal for 2-2. And both teams still going for it. Both teams going for the win. Austin then has a shot at the far post that's well saved. It's gone over to the back post. He's had it, drilled it at Bart, who's done well to save it. And then we're still attacking on the counter-attack. Both teams trying to get the winner. Jed has put a lovely ball in from the left between 2 defenders. He's put Mason Bennett in, whose first touch was not great. Gets it caught under his feet and then shoots it straight into defender. And then obviously one more chance is going to come, and the chance doesn't fall to Millwall. It falls to QPR from a corner. It's a good run at the near post, who lobs it over. Don't worry, Marlon Romeo's on the far post to clear it off the line. He doesn't. He goes over his head. He goes over his head. He misses it, and it's 3-2 to QPR. And that's disappointing in a game where undoubtedly we should win. We're not going to lose to a. Sometimes it sounds like sour grapes, but I genuinely mean it. We've been poor for many games this season. Today we weren't poor at all, and
we actually played well.
We played well. We've created chances. Just defensively, we've made too many errors, and we've been, I suppose, wide open. It's an entertaining game with nothing on the line. I want to see Junior Tienza in our squad and in our starting lineup at some stage to see how he can go, because I rate him really highly. Yeah. Danny McNamara has to come back in. Maybe give Tyler Bury more minutes. He's not the player for me that I want. He's certainly not going to start in front of Jed or anyone else. No. But then you bring Billy Mitchell in for Ben Thompson. I'd do that for the rest of the season just to see how it goes. The rest of the season means nothing. We've got 49 points. We've got 98% chance of staying up. We're building for next season when we can be back in the den, and then we can celebrate properly. Like I said, it would have been gutted today if we'd have been driving home from Loftus Road. I'm like, meh, it's another game of football that, actually I was entertained with. I'd take an entertaining game, and hopefully we get 3 points. It's going to be a tough game on Saturday. We've got Middlesbrough at home, who've have had a bit of rejuvenation in form. Anything else you want to say?
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Anyway, we can end it. Thanks very much for watching the Mill Drive Home. No one likes us.
We don't care.